Welcome back. In our first exploration, we discovered that reality isn't the solid, external construct we've been taught to believe. Instead, it's a responsive field of energy shaped by the frequency of our consciousness. This understanding forms the foundation for what we'll explore next: the specific architecture that transforms thought into experience. Think of manifestation as similar to creating a masterpiece of modern art. Just as the artists featured at abcvisuals.net understand the interplay of form, color, and space to create something that stirs the soul, manifestation also follows principles of creative expression. It's no coincidence that the most beautiful artwork resonates at frequencies that align with our deepest truths. This resonance is the same mechanism through which reality itself takes form. So what exactly is this architecture of manifestation? Imagine a blueprint that exists before a single brick is laid. This blueprint doesn't just show the physical structure. It contains the electrical systems, the plumbing, the foundation, everything needed for a functional building. Your manifestation architecture works the same way. It's not just about what you want to create, but the complete system that supports that creation. Most approaches to manifestation focus only on desire and visualization, the equivalent of drawing a pretty picture of a house without addressing the engineering that makes it possible. This is why so many manifestation attempts collapse under the weight of reality. They lack proper architecture. The quantum scaffolding technique, virtually unknown in Western manifestation teachings, approaches creation from an entirely different angle. Instead of focusing on the end result, it establishes the energy framework that naturally produces the desired outcome. Developed in the mountain monasteries of Tibet, this approach uses specific breathing patterns combined with geometric visualization to create the energetic structure or scaffolding that supports manifestation. To begin practicing this technique, imagine drawing a three-dimensional geometric shape with your breath. As you inhale, visualize drawing one line of the shape. As you exhale, draw another. Continue until you've created a complete geometric form that surrounds your intention. The shape you choose matters. Different geometries resonate with different types of manifestation: pyramids for material abundance, spheres for healing, stars for creative expression, cubes for stability. What you're really doing is creating an energetic container designed specifically for your intention. This container exists in the quantum field, providing the proper resonance frequency for your desire to materialize. I worked with a composer who struggled for years to complete his masterpiece. Traditional manifestation approaches had failed him repeatedly. When he began using quantum scaffolding, creating a 5-pointed star structure around his creative intention, the composition began flowing effortlessly. 6 weeks later, his work premiered to critical acclaim. The architecture had allowed his intention to take form. Another critical element of manifestation architecture is what I call frequency matching. This goes far beyond the simplistic raise your vibration advice so common today. Every experience, object, relationship, and circumstance exists at a specific frequency. To manifest something, you must match its exact frequency signature, not just emotionally, but energetically. This requires understanding the complete energetic profile of what you're manifesting. Consider why some people can manifest certain things easily while struggling with others. They naturally match the frequency of some experiences, but not others. When you've had something once, it's easier to manifest it again because you know its exact frequency signature. Here's a revelation. You can learn to identify and match these frequency signatures without having experienced them first. The key lies in extracting the frequency essence from similar experiences and people who already embody what you are manifesting. This principle becomes particularly powerful when you understand that environments carry their own frequency signatures. When you surround yourself with visual elements that resonate with your desired manifestation, you're actually accelerating the frequency matching process. This is one reason why the carefully crafted visual pieces at abcvisuals.net can serve as powerful manifestation tools. They aren't just beautiful to look at, they're frequency anchors that help align your energy field with specific manifestation outcomes. I discovered the importance of environmental frequency while working with a woman who desperately wanted to manifest a loving relationship, but kept attracting partners who abandoned her. Despite using affirmations and visualizations, her results never changed. When we examined her frequency signature around relationships, we discovered it matched perfectly with abandonment. Not because she wanted abandonment, but because that frequency was deeply familiar to her from childhood. Once, she learned to identify and embody the frequency signature of secure, loving connection by spending time with couples who had this dynamic and surrounding herself with visual anchors that resonated with harmonious partnership. Her manifestation shifted dramatically. Within months, she met someone who matched this new frequency, creating a relationship entirely different from her previous patterns. Your manifestation architecture must also include proper sequencing. Just as a building requires foundation before walls and walls before roof, manifestation follows natural order. When you try to manifest out of sequence, the structure becomes unstable. The 4 pillars. Sequence provides the optimal order. Alignment, ensuring your conscious and subconscious desires match clearance, removing contradictory beliefs and frequency patterns. Resonance, establishing the exact frequency signature of your desire embodiment, becoming the frequency rather than seeking it. Most manifestation approaches start with embodiment, act as if, before establishing the previous pillars, creating unstable results that collapse quickly. One particularly powerful approach to the alignment phase involves what ancient traditions called dream incubation. Before sleep, you place your awareness at the exact point where waking consciousness transitions to dream state. In this liminal space, you can directly access the subconscious and implant seeds of alignment that bypass conscious resistance. This practice creates coherence between your waking intentions and your subconscious programming, establishing the critical first pillar of manifestation architecture. The ancient Greeks understood this principle so well that they built entire temples dedicated to dream incubation, where people would sleep to receive healing and guidance. Today, we can create our own modern version of this practice in our personal spaces, particularly when surrounded by elements that support the frequency of our intentions. One of the most powerful elements I've discovered in manifestation architecture comes from an unexpected source, the ancient understanding of sacred sound. Every intention has a sonic signature that, when properly expressed, accelerates its manifestation. This isn't about speaking affirmations, but about finding the exact vibrational frequency that matches your desire. The visual arts operate on a similar principle. The forms, colors, and compositions in artwork are not just aesthetically pleasing. They're vibrational expressions that interact with your energy field. When you find artwork that deeply moves you, it's because it matches a frequency you're aligned with or seeking to embody. This visual resonance is part of why surrounding yourself with certain art can actually accelerate your manifestation process. As we close this chapter, I invite you to begin noticing the architecture of your current manifestations. What structures are you building, consciously or unconsciously? What blueprints are you following? The awareness of these patterns is the first step toward becoming a conscious architect of your reality. In our next chapter, we'll explore perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of manifestation, vibrational coherence, and why it's the missing key that transforms sporadic success into consistent creation. Remember, you're not learning to build from scratch. You're remembering the architectural principles you've always known, deep in the consciousness that you truly are.